And the one thing I learned traveling the world is this: celebrate the difference. It's if we're all the same, it's boring.
Yes.
You like the movie? Oh, me too. You like this? Me too. What did you talk about?
Nothing to talk about.
It's the fact that we're completely different. You know, what makes men and women enjoying talking to each other? Because we're completely different.
We're different. Yeah.
Well, you know, the best thing is making friends with people from other countries. Why? Because we're not the same. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks for being on here. Yeah, we had a great conversation before we started recording, so
no, it's good.
It's just going to continue.
Okay, great.
These conversations are basically stuff that I'd be talking about with friends over lunch anyway. And it just ends up on a podcast. So you're in video production. How did you get started in video production?
It's a bit of a long story. I originally studied finance at university, and I went all the way into stockbroking and insolvency accounting. So I was a numbers guy, but deep down in my heart, I loved art, right? And video production was always inaccessible because of the cost of cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I got to a point where with finance, you have to start at the bottom, work all the way up to the top, and it can take 30, 40 years. With video, I just logically thought about it. You can make one great video and go to the top of the whole world.
Yep.
I mean, that's the dream. You make one great movie, the movie star in the world. You make one good video on YouTube, you get 20 million views from that one video, changes your whole life.
And pretty low bar to entry.
Yeah, low bar to entry. You just got to have talent, or you got to learn a skill over time from trial and error, right? Like what the famous YouTuber Mr. Beast did.
Yeah.
He started out. I think he read out a whole dictionary or something like that.
Something
like that. Yeah.
He said PewDiePie.
Yeah, all this kind of crazy stuff, right? And so I just thought, I want to change my life, and I thought, what's the easiest way to do that? And that's create video. And the essence of creating video is to do something bigger than yourself and try and add value to other people. So the decision to make video is not for your own narcissistic urges or anything like that. It's to say, I've got something to say, or I want to actually bring some joy to other people in my life, whether it's entertainment, or I want to share some of my wisdom from my life experiences, or I think I have something to teach. I thought, I want to change my life. However, when I started video, I never actually made video about myself. My partner was a yoga teacher, and she had ridiculously amazing talent.
Okay.
And I got to a point in my life where I'd done a business endeavor and it had failed, and I didn't make any money. And the global financial crisis came along, and I thought about going back to Australia to go back into finance, but the global financial crisis wiped out every finance job on earth. And I came to a crossroads where I didn't know what to do. So I looked at my partner, who was ridiculously healthy. She was a phenomenal, she had a six-pack. She was very positive and happy. She was a great yoga teacher. And I thought, what, she's got some talent. So I said to her, look, I'm going to manage you for a year.
Okay.
So, I'm going to commit 100% to manage you, and let's see where it leads. Within 1 year, we had a 20-episode yoga TV show sponsored by Reebok on Fox that went to 11 countries in 20 million homes. On Fox Sports that went across the whole of Asia, except for China, but the whole of Asia, every country in Asia, and the whole Middle East.
Wow.
And so I learned something about leadership. I was reading a lot of books by John Maxwell, who's probably the number one expert on leadership in America. He's written like 50 books. I'd actually read all his books with a highlighter, and he said something really, really struck in my heart. He said, leadership is influence. And I remember thinking about it very deeply, and I thought, who do I have influence over? Because it's very easy in life to think I have no influence. I don't influence anyone. But in fact, every single person in the world I have influence, and it begins with a smile. If I smile to people, they smile back, I've actually influenced them. So you got to admit to yourself, even if you think you're nobody and you have nothing, you actually do have influence. So if you go around complaining to everyone and you're miserable, you actually influence everyone. People react to you. If you go around yelling at everyone or arguing with everyone, they're going to react to you. You're influencing people in a negative way.
So whatever we set out to do, we are influencing people.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
Yeah. And I know this is probably a bad example, but I actually saw a video by Will Smith
Okay.
And he talked about how when he was a young boy, he changed to a new high school, and he'd come from a school where everyone was white, and then he went to school where everyone was black, and he had a bit of an ego about himself because he's a very self-confident guy. And he went into the mess room at lunchtime and said, "Hey everyone, I'm Will Smith. I'm here." And some tough guy said, "You know, who are you?" And he said, and then he made a smart-ass joke about the guy's girlfriend. And then later that day, the guy hunted him down and beat him to a pulp. And then the guy got arrested and went to prison. And he remembers being in the principal's office, looking through the window and seeing that guy being put into a police car, never heard from him ever again. And he, in his whole life, he felt guilt about bringing out the worst in that person. Bringing out the worst in that person. And he made a conscious decision to always try and bring the best out of every single person he met. He made a decision to influence people in a positive way. Now, I watched that video and I thought, you know what, I want to make videos that influence people in a positive way, right? And when I made my Fox TV show, I went to the Fox Hop office and I asked them, "You guys meet a lot of celebrities?" And they said, "We meet every celebrity in the world." And I asked all the, the employees there, I said, "Who's the best celebrity you ever met?" And they actually said Will Smith. And I was really shocked. I said, "Why is that?" And they said, when he came in the room, he influenced every single person in the room in the most positive way ever, and he uplifted everyone in the room. And after seeing that video, I realized that conscious decision.
It's a conscious
and unfortunately,
decision.
he had mental illness or mental health problems, and he had that outburst. But in his journey with everyone he met, I heard from people that he had that positive influence. So I thought, my girlfriend my partner has really good talent with yoga. And I thought, I don't influence anyone in my life. But I thought, no, I do. I influence my partner.
Yeah.
Okay? So I thought, I do have influence. Okay, well, how can I use my influence in a positive way? I thought, well, I can influence her in a positive way, and then she can influence other people. So I encouraged her. I said, look, why don't we write a script for a 20-episode yoga show? We researched it. We got, actually, we must have got 70 DVDs of yoga shows. We got like 100 magazines. We went through hundreds and hundreds of YouTube videos. We made a list of 750 yoga poses. We had photos of everyone. We databased it. We mapped it out. We sat down and then we choreographed a 20-episode TV show that used 300 yoga poses. That if you did every single day for a month, you would do 300 yoga poses every month. We created a system. We took it to Reebok. We took it to Fox. They loved it, because they'd never had someone come in with a talent, a script, and a sponsor ever before. They said that we'd never seen it before, and we said, all right. They agreed to do it. It cost $100,000. We filmed it at a resort with a full TV production team. It was amazing, and it influenced 20 million people.
And you say 30 episodes?
20 episodes.
20 episodes.
Yeah.
It must have taken forever to
7 days to film.
7 days.
Yeah, because these guys are real pros. They know what they're doing, right? Wow. And when we had the script, we'd already mapped out every minute of the whole thing, so you just know what to do. The point is this. I thought I had no influence in anyone in my life. I thought, who am I? I'm no one. I got nothing.
Sure.
But then I thought, no, I do have influence. I influenced one person, the person I love.
Yeah.
I influenced her, and then she influenced 20 million people.
20 million people. So
now, look at I'm a numbers guy. If those 20 million people watched the show, decided to exercise more, and they all lived 1 year longer, that's 20 million years of life.
20 million smiles.
20 million smiles. So, in a way, you're creating life by influencing people in a positive way, and you don't think like that. But until I went through the process of influencing one person, who then influenced 20 million people, and she influenced the management of Fox and the management of Reebok, and they bought into her vision and my vision, and then she went on to TV, and then that influenced 20 million people, and then that influences their family members and their friends, and it all exponentially goes out.
They see my brother looks healthier.
I'm a man, I can't have a baby, I can't create life. But through her, and then do that, I influence these people to do yoga every day, right? And a funny story came up. I had a friend of mine who loved yoga, but he was a bit of a puritist, and he didn't really want to watch my show. And then, because he's like, yoga's this and that. And,
There are different schools.
right.
Have to do it a certain way.
Mine was more like, TV stuff.
Sure.
And then years later, he went to the Philippines and he was at a resort and he was talking to this couple and they were talking about yoga. And then they said, oh, we started doing yoga because we watched this TV show, right? And coincidentally, 1 week before, he'd stayed at my house and he went, oh my God, I stayed at their house last week. And I was like, wow, that's influence. Leadership is influence. So it doesn't matter who you are in life.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you're at in life. You gotta buy into this concept. I have influence. And it begins with a smile, which means it doesn't, that's a metaphor, right? What it means is you can influence every single person you meet in life in either a positive or negative way. And you have to make a conscious decision to influence every person you meet in life in a positive way. Bring out the best in every single person. And with video, right, you can try and bring out the best in everyone. But you've got to have something interesting to say that adds value to people. And so I fell in love with it. So I made the yoga TV show. Then I went onto YouTube and we filmed 700 yoga poses for YouTube. We got 70,000 followers, 25 million people watched that. There's another 25 million people.
I've seen the couple of videos on YouTube. I couldn't watch everything. Yeah. But in the short time since and the shorts. Yeah. The shorts are very effective.
Yeah. And so
in the video, there's a pose.
Yeah. I knew nothing about video, and I taught myself everything. And I paid people to production. I learned from them, and I kept on learning and improving. And the technology is just advancing so great now that what you can do on a phone is incredible. So, I kept on my journey with video getting better and better, and I had success. I might not have been monetary reward, but I influenced millions of people.
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror, and I feel good about myself because I know I was having a positive impact on other human beings. And I remember I knew the CEO of the Ritz-Carlton Japan, a guy called Rico DeBlanc. He's unfortunately passed away now. And I remember I flew down to Hong Kong to meet the Hong Kong box office, which is the head of all of Asia. And I remember I had a day off, and he was living in now managing $3 billion of hotels, right? And I sent him an email because he'd met me before. He used to live in Osaka, and I emailed him and said, let's have lunch. He said, okay. And I met him, and he said, the only reason I'm meeting you is because you made the yoga show, and I want to make a TV show to share my life experience as a hotel manager. Tell me your whole story. And I gave him a copy of my yoga show, which was my partner's yoga show, and I told him I quit drinking. And he said, why did you quit drinking? I said, well, I just didn't add any more value to my life. And having quit, I got really productive when I made a TV show. And he goes, really? And he goes, I said, yeah, he said, I've been drinking every day my whole life because I was a hotel manager. I had to be good with my guests. And so he quit. And then a year and a half later, I was in Tokyo and we got an email from him. And he said, I'm staying at the Ritz-Carlton Tokyo. I want to take your partner and yourself out to dinner at the Ritz-Carlton Tokyo to say thank you.
Beautiful property, too.
And I'm like, wow, this is really weird. So we go to meet him. He lost 25 kilograms. He told me he was doing yoga 4 times a week. He got the most exclusive room of the Ritz-Carlton Tokyo, which is the best Ritz-Carlton in the world. He said, it's all on me. We're looking out over the whole of Tokyo night view. He said, whatever you want. We had a feast. And he said, I just want to say thank you because you guys changed my life. And it was so surreal that we had an impact on this guy who managed $3 billion of hotels. And
I wonder how many hundreds, maybe thousands of employees.
Yeah, that's right.
Because managers, CEOs have influence too.
And he said, I took up yoga after seeing your yoga show and it's changed my life. And it was so weird. Here I was a few years ago thinking I'm no one and nothing. I thought, no, I'm not nobody. I do have value and I want to bring out the best of people. And all I have to do is influence one other person. And through that one person, I influence millions of people. And I thought, that's a beautiful thing. And so, don't devalue yourself as a person. Think, I do have value for other people. And with video, I can leverage that. And I can leave a mark in this world. I can leave the world a better place than I came into it.
Sure. By
bringing out the best of people and adding value. And with video, you can exponentially take people on that journey.
Yeah. Well, right? You make it one time, make it right.
Yeah, that's right.
And it goes on to Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And,
so, after that, we Amazon launched Amazon channels. And so with Amazon Prime, you get free delivery in every country in the world.
Yeah.
But then they launched Amazon channels on top of that. So in America, there's 150 channels like HBO, BBC, Discovery Channel. So you get your Amazon Prime membership, and then you can pay an extra $5 a month, get an Amazon channel. So there was 6 fitness channels, and because I'd done the stuff with Fox, I mean, I was TV grade. I was above YouTube. I was making TV content, and Amazon channels is TV content, and so they offered me my own channel, and I launched my own TV channel on Amazon. And so I have a TV channel on Amazon with my partner, just the two of us. We've made 1,000 yoga videos, 200 hours of content. We got subscribers. I think we filmed yoga, every single concept of yoga you could ever film, we filmed it, like from every angle, every quality. Everything's original, completely original. We didn't copy anyone else's choreography. It's all original. It's all easy and accessible. We went on this journey, and I think we're the only individuals in the whole world with their own TV channel on Amazon. And then when COVID hit, everyone was stuck at home.
Yeah.
And they wanted to stay healthy, and then everyone started subscribing.
And yoga doesn't take a lot of space.
No. And it's probably the easiest way to change your life because, you get stiff from a sedentary lifestyle, and a lot of other sports do damage to your body through impact. Whereas walking, swimming, and yoga is low impact, but it pumps all the oxygen into your muscles and cleans out it detoxes you, and it just gets you moving. It gets you use it or lose it, right?
Yeah.
It gets you using such a broad range of muscles that you normally might not use. Right, and if you do sports or weight training, usually you're focusing on one set of muscles and you're missing out heaps of them.
Isolation,
so yoga just can clear your mind and make your life better. It can get rid of your stress. It can get rid of that self-talk babble that you can't clear, and then it stops you sleeping. Right, so but we've already done that to the extreme now. There's nothing left for us to do. We've already done it. There's nothing else we can film. There's only so much you can film. It's finite. So we've moved on from that now. And now we started selling things on Amazon using video content. Because about a year ago, Amazon went full video. Before that, they had very little video.
It's just some not thumbnails, but you can. Look at Amazon. There's a thing you click on a product.
Yes.
And I'll put the.
You have 6 photos. And you can have 6 videos as well.
6 videos.
And now at the bottom of your Amazon listing, you have Premium A Plus content. You have 7 lines. You can have up to 4 or 5 videos on each line, so you can have another 30 videos there. Then you can have a brand store, and on a brand store you can have unlimited pages, and each page can have 20 lines. So you can have 200 or 300 videos on a brand store. So if you've got a product to sell, you can actually build out a brand store for your trademark, have all your products. You can probably put 200 or 300 videos. You can have testimonials, unboxings. You can have interviews with customers. You can have lifestyle videos. You can have a huge portfolio video, and it's only happened in the last 12 months. It's revolutionary. So I think Amazon's what they've done is they've basically said, we don't want our customers going to YouTube to get reviews and information about our products. Let's just allow our brand owners to control the narrative. Let them control the narrative without people basically blackmailing you. Pay me money on a bad-mouthy product on YouTube. I mean, that happens a lot.
Does that happen?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, if you're selling a product and some people with a big YouTube channel are making all these videos telling everyone how much they hate it, it wipes you out. And they might be like, pay me $10,000 to promote your product. And you say no. And they're like, oh, well, I'm going to write off. So,
and I want to make a video about it.
And if you spend millions of dollars buying stock, building product, it just wipes you out.
That makes sense. You want to control the narrative.
Yeah, you want to control the narrative.
And anybody can say just about anything on YouTube.
Yeah, and you can't stop them. But with Amazon now, you can, you can make a 40-second video, and that video could sell $500,000 of stock. I can put 100 hours of video onto YouTube and make nothing.
That's true.
So you can now make ridiculously high-end video content to sell merchandise in 20 countries in the world. And so if you're trying to sell your product on Amazon today, if you don't have video, you literally don't exist. Because something like 90% of people are making buying decisions with video now. So the world belongs to the creatives.
Well, I guess then maybe YouTube kind of primed the well because they used to have not paid product placement, but reviews where they would send you $2,000-$3,000 camera and say, do a review about the camera.
Yes.
And you keep the camera.
Yes.
But if I'm seeing the point here.
Yeah, so the number one commodity on earth today is not oil, not gold, not money. It's attention span. Yeah. There's a dollar value to attention span, right? And whoever owns that attention span gets it. It's a war. There's two wars. You got the tax war. So you see that with all these rulings against Google and Apple and stuff, and Amazon collecting goods and services tax. You got VAT in the UK. Who gets the tax revenue? Because without tax, you don't have a government, right? And if your companies don't make a profit, you don't have a government. A lot of people forget that. In every country on earth, right? Not naming any country, but that happens everywhere. And people are like anti-capitalist and stuff. Fine, but who's going to pay for your police and roads and hospitals and schools? Right? Someone's going to pay for it. Right, so you've got this giant tax war between the tech companies of California and the world, and the selling of merchandise across every country, and Amazon's in the site because they're selling everything on earth. Right.
And what's amazing is I've heard this argued, and it rang true to me, is what's Amazon's business? And I heard, and I think it's probably pretty true, logistics.
Yes, logistics business.
Logistics business. So what is McDonald's business? Real estate.
Yeah.
They get in on the right street corner, the right part, the right location.
Yeah.
Their business with real estate is.
I can even simplify that.
Yeah.
When I started on Amazon, they put on their page, we sell 45 million products. Now, I think when I last looked, and that was 4 years later, it's 300 million now. And people don't understand what that means. They released their data, I think, a year ago, and they always kept it a secret until then. They said that 100 million Amazon Prime members. Now, what happens is when you're an Amazon Prime member, you get free delivery. So you don't pay for delivery because they used to be the number one advertiser on earth, on the internet. And then they were paying hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of advertising to Google, to Apple, to everyone, right? And then one day they stopped all advertising and just did free delivery. And their sales went up 30-40%. They found that the customers preferred free delivery, and that was all they had to do to take out the whole world market because the customers came for that. They made a massive gamble and they won, right? But what's happened now is they don't want to advertise on Google. They don't want to advertise on Apple. They don't want to advertise. Apple stopped all advertising, which dropped Facebook by 30%, right? Their ad revenue got tanked, and the whole advertising model died because most people were looking at stuff on the iPhone. 2 billion people on the iPhone, right? And so they took a shot. And so Amazon's like, well, we can't allow Apple to control our business. We can't allow Google to control our business. We can't allow YouTube to control our business or Facebook to control our business. We have to control our business. So there's an ad revenue war. Facebook's ad revenue, YouTube's ad revenue, Google's ad revenue, Apple's ad revenue, or Amazon. And Amazon 3 years ago decided to go full into Amazon ads, and their revenue has been increasing 30% a year on year. And now a year ago, they launched video ads. And now you can run video ads all across Amazon now, which you couldn't do before. You could only have images. Now you got video, and now you can have a brand store with infinite video. So the brand store's replacing your YouTube channel because it's curated. And they're literally going to wipe out all these social media platforms. It's so bad now that TikTok partnered 2 months ago with Amazon. You can have your TikTok shop linked to your Amazon store, and Amazon delivers a product to your TikTok sale. And Facebook partnered with Amazon because now Facebook didn't want people leaving Facebook to go to Amazon. So what they said is, okay, we can't stop it. It's inevitable. Absolutely inevitable. We can't stop it. So Facebook partnered with Amazon. But what they did is they said, we want people to buy from Amazon but not leave Facebook. So now you can sell on Facebook through Amazon. You have any idea what a titanic shift that is? Because Amazon already was making 50% of all sales in America on the internet. Now they're selling directly on Facebook, which is 2 billion users across the planet. So Facebook has just gone straight into 2 billion people.
So the product review with the link in the description on YouTube is going to go the way of the dinosaur then.
Well, Google's got Google Shopping.
It's true.
And they don't want to turn that off.
Well, there's a lot of people who, I guess they teach how to be successful on YouTube, and one of the strategies they use is if you have something in your kitchen, you can't afford to go buy new stuff. You can't afford to buy a new oven, a microwave, refrigerator. Take something in your kitchen that you already have, do a review, put a link to Amazon in your description, and as an Amazon affiliate, as long as you say, I make percentage sale when you buy something, I believe if somebody clicks on that affiliate link and goes to Amazon, then they got to leave YouTube.
Yes.
But for the next 24 hours, anything they buy, you get a percentage.
Yes.
If you put a link in your description in YouTube. But if they start looking for reviews on Amazon, that completely wipes out the whole need to do product videos, unboxing, reviews.
You know what's even more amazing? ChatGPT has dramatically improved your ability to sell. And I'll tell you why. If you're selling a product now, you can find all the similar products that are for sale, download all their reviews, thousands of reviews, dump all your competitor product reviews and your own reviews into ChatGPT, analyze it upside down, inside out, back to front, and say, ChatGPT, how can I write a better title, better bullet points, better ad copy to communicate my offer and give people what they want? Can you prioritize it? And can you tell me all their pain points? Can you give me detailed instructions how to overcome all those pain points? And you can basically massively improve your offer and your ad copy and your communicating skill, and then you can make the buyer journey just so much more frictionless, right? And make it's just the tools are just phenomenal. But no one can really duplicate the capturing of the human condition on camera. So you got all this AI doing video, but how do you capture a genuine smile, a genuine reaction, the joy of a child playing with a toy, right? The tone of voice when, the happiness that's something they bought has made their life 10 times easier, right?
Or like a Japanese TV commercial, or a TV show where they're testing food and they say, "Oh, and they're told to say that, but that expression on their face when they tell you how delicious this ice cream is, makes you want to go buy it.
Yeah, that's it. That's the power of video to communicate your message. And so you want to know exactly what people want to look for. You want to know exactly, and with that, now you can crunch tens of thousands of reviews to figure out what makes people happy, what did they like, what do they want more, what did they hate, what were their pain points. You can crunch all that and go, okay, how can I make a video to prove that I have exactly what they want? And so you crunch all this data and you go, all right, what video do I need to make? Okay, I've got 40 seconds, I've got 30 seconds, I've got 1 minute. What shots do I put in? Right? How do I make it? Okay, so I watched one video that said the mistake people make is they always focus on features and benefits. No, there's actually a third one. And I only learned this a couple of months ago. Outcome for the customer. What's the outcome? And then you have the outcome and then you go, benefits and features. And so once I saw that, I changed everything to, okay, what video shows the outcome? So the first 5 seconds has to be the final outcome. So if you're selling a hot sauce, which I've done, I've done videos for hot sauces. I've done the hot sauce. You want to see the final recipe with the hot sauce poured on it, and then you show the steps to make the hot sauce. See, the first shot's the outcome, and they go, that's the outcome I want. Okay, how do I get there? So you design every single thing outcome backwards. And so whatever video you're doing, say you make a video, you're teaching someone how to ride a bicycle, your first shot is someone riding a bicycle.
Riding a bicycle,
Yeah, and you go, okay, it's not about, lying to someone or tricking someone or creating some false hook or some false truth or mistruth. No, what's the outcome for you? I want to get you from A to B with my video. And it doesn't matter if you're trying to sell something, whether you're trying to entertain people or whatever. And that's what traders are today. They see the good points and you go, oh, that sounds fun. I want to see that. I want to get to that outcome. I want to have that laugh. I want to have that experience. I want to see that visual. Right?
Now speaking of movies.
Yeah.
In the States, when they show a commercial, a lot of times they'll show the trailer or sizzle reel, whatever. Show the trailer. Okay, this looks amazing. Sometimes they'll show people coming out of the theater.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
They're either crying.
Yeah, that's right.
They're uplifted. They're happy.
Yeah. Show the outcome. Yeah, the emotional outcome. The payoff. What's the payoff? People want to feel alive when they go to the movie. They want to feel alive. And you're going to make them cry, you're going to make them laugh. You know, Spielberg's the master. He has a scene that brings you to tears. You know, if you can move people so they feel alive, you know, and from experiencing the human condition, that's what it's all about. So I did a course. I used to think you have to make an advertisement. And I found this ad agency in Melbourne, and there's a bunch of young 20-year-olds. And they were doing social media advertising, not social media content, social media advertising to sell merchandise, right? And they said they tested every single video you could ever imagine. And they tested everything to the death, and they found over 1 year there's a shift. Not one advertiser made any sales. They were filming what they thought were ads. And they finally realized people are watching so much video content now, there's not one human alive who wants to see an ad. People hate advertising. They can't stand it. They're skipping it. It's got 5 seconds.
Yes. You wait.
5 seconds. I'm like, I don't want to watch an ad.
Yeah.
So what they did is they came up with this word. And they probably didn't invent it, but you know, I paid $1,000 for their course. It was a pretty flimsy course, but they had like 1 or 2 lines of truth that changed everything for me, and that they called it native ads. So what they discovered was they were trying to sell merchandise on Instagram, and they found that they started making video content on their mobile with bad lighting, bad audio, bad angles, bad shots, wobbly cam. Everything was a little bit bad, but it was real.
Yeah.
And so when people saw that, they're like, oh, that's genuine. Oh, but... And they told me that this guy was running an ad campaign, and he spent all his money in ads, lost all his money, had all his stock, he was about to go bankrupt, and he thought, well, I can't afford anything anymore, so he filmed something on his phone, and that one video sold 200 grand of stock. And so what I do now is I thought, you know what? There's 2 aspects to video content and making sales. There's generating traffic and there's converting sales. So you got 2 video assets. Video assets that generate traffic and video assets that convert. So to make converting videos, you film on the high-end cameras with the high-end lenses, and you put 10 minutes, 15 minutes into every 3-second shot. You get perfect lighting. You show people that your product is $1 million product. It's worth buying. It's worth investing in the content. We believe in it so much that we know we're investing. They know you've put the money into it. That's your conversion video.
The polished.
Yeah, because they think you've actually spent money on your video. It must be high quality because they have no other way to judge. But for your traffic videos, it's all lifestyle. It's all native. It's all outcome. Here's the outcome. Here's me putting the hot sauce in my mouth and the face. Yeah. Here's me using the mouse. Here's me using a product, here's me happy, here's my experience, here's me unboxing and showing the joy. It's all lifestyle. You're not trying to sell anything. Don't sell a thing. Show people the outcome of a range of people, and then they make their own decision. I want to know more because I want that outcome too. They come to your video, then you have your high-end content, and they go, okay, now I understand that product, buy.
So could this be called outcome selling?
I don't know what it's called, but if you don't do it now, if you're trying to sell on Amazon and you have video, right,
So this is funny because I was looking at camera equipment, and there was a teenager making video product reviews.
Yeah.
Because there's another vertical where people, they don't have an Amazon store, but they make product reviews and they make money off reviews.
Yeah.
Teenager, really terrible video.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I can't remember who it was because I don't want to say something bad about somebody, but really low production quality.
Yeah.
Bad sound, bad everything.
Yeah.
And verbally wasn't a ninja. He was like, yeah, so here's how you use this product. I kind of like using it, and it just wasn't polished in the presentation. But I wanted to get it.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah. And so we watch so much video now, and even the younger generation, they're not even reading books. By the time they're 20, how many hours of video content have they watched? Who knows what they've watched? It's not even structured in TV formats anymore, movies anymore. You know, a young person today have probably watched 50,000 30-second videos. Who knows how their brain's operating anymore? Who knows? It's all impulse.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, how do you do people justice by putting something positive and constructive in the video in someone's mind? It's a social responsibility, you know, as opposed to garbage or idiocy, right? You know, you want to add value to people. So, you know, if you ask me, how can you change your life? Think about, you know, what can I share about my life experience? What can I share about my wisdom? How can I influence people in a positive way? How can I make a video that does that? Now, if you want to make money, you got to think like this. I'm in the business of creating video assets that generate cash. All right, that's business. Now, so if you want to change your life in terms of financially, right, you know, you can either sell your time or you can sell a product, right, and get a commission. And when you sell a product, you think, well, what can I sell? And what percentage can I negotiate? And how can I sell it? The easiest way to sell products is with video, right? And if you're making videos that no one watches, adds no value, doesn't entertain, doesn't satisfy people's curiosity, doesn't teach something, right? When no one wants to advertise against because it's toxic or useless, right? You're just wasting your time. But if you laser focus on creating video assets that actually make sales, you know, you can dramatically change your life. So, you know, if you're selling your time and you're selling your time at a very low dollar value because you don't have that many skills in a day-to-day basis to add value to people.
Or you know what? Even if you earn a lot per hour,
a lot, you're still selling your time,
trading dollars per hour.
Yeah, I had a boss. He was making $2 million a year, and he started work at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he finished at 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And he sold his time, and that's all you have on earth, your time.
Let's say you're a Manhattan lawyer, partner, in a major law firm, and you're billing $2,000 an hour. The frightening thing is, if you're not working, you're not earning anything.
Yeah, that's right.
So you take a vacation, you just lost $50,000.
Yeah, that's right. So now, so if you want a business, you need assets that generate cash. So, you know, you could buy, if you bought a fleet of 10 cars and then you hired people to drive them, those cars each create dollars. That's an asset. You own assets, and assets generate cash. You own houses and you generate rent. You own poker machines, you own washing machines, whatever, laundry. You buy assets to generate cash.
Yeah.
A video is an asset, but the cost of production is nothing now. Now, a few years back, you'd have to buy a $5,000 camera. You'd have to buy all this. And so most people couldn't make video assets.
Yeah, and the technical aspect was just too difficult.
Yeah, so now every single person with a high-end phone can create video assets that add value to people and generate cash. There's no barrier to entry now. But you just got to have something useful to say that add value to people that will make people buy something or pay for your video. So if you make really good video, people pay for it.
Yes. So
my yoga video, we don't give any away for free. It's so good that people want to pay for it because it adds so much value.
Very high quality.
It adds enough. And even though there's a lot of video content out there for free, they still prefer to pay for mine because it adds so much value. And that could be a training course. Maybe you're really good at something. Maybe you're really good at basketball, and you don't want to just give free videos away. You say, I'm really good at what I do, and I'm confident in my ability because I know in my life I've changed so many people's lives. I want to do it. Now, there was a girl in Australia called Kayla It Science. She was 23 years old, and she was running training courses for overweight girls in Australia in the park and helping them lose weight. And she was really good at it. And she was teaching groups of 20 girls over and over again over a 3-year period, and she had great success. And all these girls were on Instagram, and they're telling people, they were showing them their before and after photo, and it was all genuine, all real, all legit. And then people saw all her customers' reviews, and then Americans started asking her. So she made a PDF, a 100-page PDF with a training course. That she's 23 years old. First year she made $10 million. Then she made an app. Then she made an app with video content, and I think I don't know, anywhere between 500. They started making $100 million a year. They sold the business for $300 million when they were 29.
Average.
She went from 23 to 29, 10 million the first year, and the final year was 100 million a year. They sold it for 300 million, and they just bought the business back.
Oh.
Yeah, they sold it 3 years later. They bought it back. Video content. Probably the most successful content creator on earth. Australian girl down in Adelaide, Australia, in the middle of nowhere.
This is amazing because I tell people.
She had a value. She had no idea what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I met them. I went down.
It's amazing.
It blew me away.
Well, it's interesting because people think, okay, if I get into the YouTube partner program, I can make money off AdSense. What people don't realize, I know more about the States because I watch.
She's done one in the States. They made all the money in the States. All of it. From Apple users in the States, 70% of their money. It was all from American women and UK women, not even Australia. So they had it was all America. They were the number 1 fitness app on the App Store in America for years and years. Number 1. They're on Forbes America. She was in Forbes Australia just last week. She's successful just from video content.
So what I'm getting at is, to your point, is that people think I'm going to get into the partner program and make money off AdSense, but some of the most successful people making money through YouTube, not on YouTube, are real estate agents.
Yeah, that's right. Well, they've got something to sell.
They focus on something specific. So let's say I work in Tokyo and I say, here are the best places you can rent or buy in Tokyo. And I show them the view from the place. Here you can see Tokyo Tower. Or here, look at this massive kitchen. Look at this bathroom, whatever. And people watch that and contact me.
Yeah.
I only have to have a couple hundred subscribers to do that.
Yeah.
Because people, what's the biggest search engine for English in the world? Google.
Yeah, that's right.
People go to Google, they search Tokyo real estate. Mm-hmm. And you know what comes up as part of the results is YouTube videos, because Alphabet owns Google and YouTube. Right. And so they search, they see, oh my gosh, there's a video of some dude showing an apartment in a high-rise in Tokyo, and I'm moving to Tokyo next year. Oh, and he's got credibility because he's got, and tell me if I'm wrong, I think to show a home, you'd want to make a little more high budget profile,
Oh, well, if you're selling a house for millions of dollars, you want to sell it.
Make very high production value. Okay, so high production value video, and he's talking authoritatively, and he knows maybe Japanese law.
Yeah.
He says, okay, now this is the place you can get in Tokyo, and you can be in this place next month, or you can be in this place next year, whatever. And through video, like you were saying about the products, people get the hot sauce and they get the flavor and they see the smile. It's so relatable.
Yeah, that's right.
Because honestly, people think about people on TV, and sometimes stars have a problem with this. They see somebody on TV and they think they know them.
Yeah, no, that's right.
It happens to all celebrities.
Yeah.
Never happened to me.
Well, interesting, on property videos, I wanted to go into that. So I did research a lot, and I remember seeing somewhere that in Australia, every single property for sale has been filmed now. They actually found that if they put a dog into these videos, the sales were up like 30-40%. Because why? Native, lifestyle, outcome. They visualize themselves living in a house with a dog, and they saw it's dog friendly. It's all about outcome, customer outcome. They want to visualize themselves living there.
So I was just going to say,
you got to detach yourself from yourself and what other people want.
So I was thinking of, you want to show the place with furniture, because then it shows what it's like when you live there.
They want to see living.
They want to see living.
Yeah, they imagine their dog running around the house. See, it's all you got to separate yourself. It's so easy to get narcissistic when you video. I think it's about me. It's nothing about you because you're not watching yourself. And it all comes down to speaking in public, right? You can entertain people, you can inform people, like instructions, or just give information, or you can persuade people. Now, persuasion is about selling. Informing could be just like, telling the facts or giving people instructions on how to use something, and entertaining. People will pay for entertainment. They're bored out of their brains. They want to have a laugh. They want to detach from reality. They want to be entertained. The whole movie, Hollywood, TV show, fictional content is all entertaining to fill the void of people's boredom. Informing and educating, that's huge. Education is one of the biggest industries on earth. You can, it's a progression of all civilization, and now all the poor people in all the poor countries, every single human in them have access to infinite education. It pulls the whole of society on earth up out of poverty, and then we can all add value to society. So the information, You have no idea the impact that your educational video could have on hundreds of millions of people in countries that don't have access to universities, don't have access to schools, don't have access, so your educational videos can add more value to society and humanity if you've got something to say. And persuading, well, that's an art that's gone back, hundreds of thousands of years. The ability to say it, persuading people, right? And that's an art form. Yeah. So when you make a video, you got to decide, which one am I doing? Am I entertaining people? Entertain, right? There's always a market for something. Yeah. Am I educating people or informing them? Great, we'll do the best you can. Or am I persuading people? And if you focus like that, that's where to start. Which one am I doing?
And the great thing, like you were saying, two quick stories, if I can.
Yeah, sure.
Give me real quick. One story is a little kid in England.
Yeah.
He sounded like a small child. He watched a video on how to make NFTs.
Yeah, that's right.
And he went online and grabbed a bunch of JPEGs and made NFTs out of them.
Yes.
And sold them, and I forget how much money he made, but it was in the either almost $1 million or more. And he was maybe 10 years old because he watched a video on how to do it. And then the other one is, you could take everything that Mr. Beast or Colin Tran, any of these major YouTubers have learned, watch a podcast with Colin and Samir, and they interview these creators and say, what have you learned over the last 10 years? And they will give everything they know in a 1 hour interview.
Yeah. And there's something about YouTube I want to put out there, and that's something a lot of people don't understand, because people have fear of being judged, or more importantly, being trolled by just crazy people out there, which there's millions. With YouTube now, you can create a filter on all your comments and just put in words and stop those words appearing. So all the horrible words that crazy people put under comments, they can all just fill out. And then because your viewers don't want to view other people's trolling comments, they can all be deleted.
And also it creates a bad atmosphere. So if you see a channel that's getting trolled, the pile-on effect, the dog pile effect is terrible.
And you can filter all that out now, so no one can try and beat you down and stop you adding value and putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
So don't let that fear stop you.
Yeah.
But so look, my conclusion about my whole video journey is very simple. Video sets you free. Don't speak unless you got something to say. If you got nothing to say and you go on a video and just dribble on, well, you're just wasting your time. Yeah. Think of something. What do you have to say? And say it. And then it comes out as genuine and comes with conviction, and then people will listen. If you've got nothing to say, don't talk.
Yeah.
Right? You're better off just experiencing life a bit more.
Yeah, be a consumer.
Experiencing life a bit more, and then thinking, later what I have to say.
Yeah.
Now, here's a philosophical one. You got creators and consumers. Do you make videos or do you watch videos? Do you read books or do you write books? Do you create music or do you listen to music? And you got to ask yourself, what life do you want to be? Do you want to be a consumer or a creator? Now, I met this guy. His name was Serge. He was from Canada. I had coffee with him once in Tokyo, and he was a marketing director of Cirque du Soleil.
Okay.
And he told me how the founder of Cirque du Soleil was a clown. He was the lowest member of a circus, and the president of Canada. I can only remember this story. I might get it wrong, right? I might get it wrong. But basically, the gist of it is the president of Canada, or prime minister, or whatever it was, said, "We're going to have money out there. Anyone can apply for special projects." And he went in there and he said, "I want to create this new circus. I want $20 million." And he had an interview with the prime minister. And he said, "Why?" And he said, "Here's my vision. I really think we can make the greatest circus on earth." And the government, the prime minister of the government, gave him $20 million to start. And he ended up creating a multi-billion-dollar empire.
A government project that works.
Yes. And he took it around and it became the most famous circus in the world. And I've seen it. And he was beyond amazing. The human condition at the extreme. And this one clown influenced the world.
A clown.
Why? Because he wanted to entertain, and no one on earth was going to stop him to entertain. He had this drive. He wanted to make people laugh. He wanted to make people smile. He wanted to add value to other humans' life other than his own. And he went out and did it. And I met this guy who was a marketing director, and he said to me something really poignant. He said, the best life is a creative life. And I was about to stop doing video and said, "Don't do that, do it," because the best life is a creative life. And that's it. Are you a creator or a consumer?
Yeah.
You want to write a song, write a song.
Yeah.
I watched a video the other day from the guy who made Ferris Bueller.
Okay.
Ferris Bueller was 1985. It was the pinnacle of American wealth in the bubble, and it had impact on hundreds of millions of people around the world about how to enjoy life. Mm-hmm. It was very wholesome.
Yep.
And the guy who wrote the script for that in 4 days. And it was all from his own personal experience. And everyone in the movie, every character in the movie was people he'd met in his own life. And he thought, I know this topic.
Yeah.
Wrote it out, went out and filmed it, changed the world.
And that's a great film.
Yes, it's universal because it's about, if you don't stop, life will pass you by.
Yeah.
Step back and smell the roses. Go to the art gallery, look at the art. Go and sing, go and dance. Hang out with your friends. Don't take life too seriously. Don't spread misery, spread joy.
Yeah.
Encourage people to be happy. All from video.
That's incredible. And, well, that brings us to, not necessarily, but that brings us to travel. One of the great ways to enjoy the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Travel content today is amazing.
But you're quite the traveler, too.
Yeah, well, the last 2 years, I traveled to 11 countries. I was in Australia, I was in Koh Samui for 3 months, I was in Japan a couple of times for 3 months, I spent a month in Korea, I went to Vietnam for 1 month, from top to bottom. I went to Malaysia for 3 months, I did a month in Greece traveling across the Peloponnese. I did a couple of weeks in Rome and Milan, which was amazing, which just blew me away. I mean, that's just a phenomenal country.
Sound like a digital nomad.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, because I'm selling Amazon. This is what I'm saying. Video sets you free. You can make one great 40-second video that can sell $100,000 of merchandise, but that's one 40-second video.
Yeah.
Or you could sell 10 hours of your time every day. Video sets you free.
20 years.
And you can make that video on your phone now. So there's nothing to stop you. How many 40-second videos can you make a day on your phone? There's no excuse to try. Yeah. There's no excuse. Just do it. Who knows? You might make a killer video. Yeah. It sets you free. There's nothing to stop you making video assets to generate cash. There's nothing stopping you to set your life free with video. Just do it. But just try and add value. Don't make it about yourself. A lot of people like to film themselves traveling. Look at me. Who the hell wants to see your face? They want to see the temple. They want to see the garden. So I went to the Peloponnese in Greece. Greece is one of the greatest countries I've been in. The friendliest humans I've ever met. There's nothing better on earth than a smile on a friendly face. Yeah. You go to Greece, man, it's so genuine. If you're genuine, they're genuine, and they're so kind, and they really figured out how to enjoy life. I love Greece. It's the best place, pretty close to the best place I've been to. The history, it's cheap, it's underrated. And then I lived in Cyprus for 3 months, which was really crazy. I spent a week in Egypt. I did a week in Jordan. I did 3 months in Malaysia, and I'm back in Japan now. And it makes you appreciate how amazing Japan is. Everything works. Yeah. There's no crime. It's completely safe. Yeah. The pressure in the shower is exactly the pressure you want. Yeah. You can set the temperature in. The toilet's all flush. Not like, every country, there's always something missing.
Or a couple things.
Yeah, like everyone follows the road rules. You're not going to die crossing the road.
We were talking before. That's kind of like the barometer, like the measure of a country.
Yeah.
They follow the traffic rules. Like,
because if everyone in the country doesn't follow the road rules, well then there's a certain level of intellect that's missing behind that. And then you got a base level. Yeah. Everyone's got enough common sense. Yeah. From their own education system, from their own parents, and their own being shamed by police or something. Follow the road rules. No one dies. That's a base level of intellect of a country. If a country can't get that right, there's something subpar, right? So you really notice that. Yeah. You can get your plumbing system right so that the toilets flush. They don't block up every time.
And with 12, 13, it goes up to I think 14, 15 million people in the city during the day. Yeah. And the toilets work. Yeah. That's pretty incredible.
I have to say the best country I went to by far was Malaysia. Oh. It is first world quality country in terms of housing, cars, experience, everything. First world. But the price was ridiculously cheap. Like I could get an Uber across town for 30 minutes for 300 yen, $3. I could eat out. I was having high tea at the Ritz-Carlton, $20 each, Australian. So that's about $15. $15 each for high tea at the Ritz-Carlton. Like,
wow.
And everyone speaks English.
Okay.
Because you've got three ethnic groups. You've got the Chinese, you've got the Malays, you've got the Indians. But, most of the Chinese, I think, have been educated in Australia or America. They're all native speakers. You've got half the food in the supermarkets were from Australia. So you had all that high-quality manufacturing food.
The familiarity and...
You had a massive diversity of food because you've got Indian food, you've got Pakistani food, you've got the Bangladeshi food, you've got all the Malaysian food, you've got the Thai food, you've got the Indonesian food, you've got all the manners of Chinese food, Singapore food, Hong Kong food. Then you got all the Western food as well, all the British cuisine. You got this massive smorgasbord of food, plus the whole country's tropical jungle. You got all the fresh fruit. You can never imagine the mangoes, the regulars, the passion fruit.
That's a requirement for me. They gotta have good fruit.
Right? And you've got the three biggest groups of people on earth: the Chinese, which are 1.4 billion, the Indians, which are 1.4 billion, and then the Muslim population, which is 1 billion people.
Yeah.
You got the 3 billion groups all living together in peace and harmony, enjoying life and sharing each other's culture. Malaysia, hands down, an amazing place. And it's not, their strength is not from homogeneity. No, what's the word? Being homogenous. It's not one race. Their strength is being diverse and enjoying each other's culture. And the one thing I learned traveling the world is this: celebrate the difference. If we're all the same, it's boring.
Yes.
You like the movie? Oh, me too. You like this? Me too. What do you talk about?
Nothing to talk about.
It's the fact that we're completely different. What makes men and women enjoying talking to each other? Because we're completely different.
We're different. Yeah.
Well, the best thing is making friends with people from other countries. Why? Because we're not the same. And I think people got it all wrong. They want everyone to be the same.
Yeah.
No, celebrate the difference. Celebrate. The key word is celebrate. You're different. Great.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate your customs and my customs. Let's celebrate your enjoying, hobbies.
Yeah. Let's try each other's food. I mean, I think connecting with people over food is one of the greatest joys of life.
Yeah. And most amazing experience, Wadi Rum in Jordan. Have you heard of Wadi Rum?
No.
Wadi Rum is this big desert, and it's all the sand is all red, just like Mars. And the rocks are all like Mars.
Wow.
And it's in 20 movies now. Like all of June, the new June, it was all filmed in Wadi Rum.
Sounds like a Stanley
So
Kubrick
June is Wadi Rum.
Oh.
Yeah, that is Wadi Rum. Like Florence Arabia, Wadi Rum. All those Mars movies, Wadi Rum. The Martian.
Yeah,
that's all Wadi Rum. And
how do you spell it?
WADIRUM, Wadi Rum. Rum is, I think, an Arabic word for regions. There's many different rums. I don't know what the English word is. It's not an English word. Wadi Rum. But this is the most famous one there. So it's a World Heritage Listed Nature Reserve. And it has the original Bedouin people. Right? And they have all these campsites. So you go and stay in a camp. And I went at the end of the season and there was no one there. It was just me and my partner. And you're in this camp, in this desert. It is so esoteric. It's so surreal. It is literally like you're on Mars. And there was no one there. We rented a Jeep tour for 8 hours across the whole desert. You're not in the Jeep, you're in the back of the Jeep, the wind blowing your hair, four-wheel driving through this red earth desert, and you're just hurling around, standing up. It is so amazing. And you're going to all these unique places and you're going up rock cliffs. Oh, it's unbelievable. It just makes you realize the world is such an incredible place. I filmed the whole thing to death. The video footage is magical. The second place is Egypt, pyramids of Giza. Going inside of that, 4,000 or 5,000 year old pyramid. You're going into that, going to the Valley of the Kings, going into the tombs, into Ramses III tomb and Nefertiti's and seeing the hieroglyphics. Going out to Ramses, the monuments and stuff. Going to the Acropolis, seeing these heritage things. And then it makes you think, what have I achieved in life? What have I done? Made a video on my phone?
So first of all, we got 29-year-old multimillionaires. We've got ruins that have stood for how many thousand years?
Yeah, 4,000 or 5,000 years.
Suddenly I'm thinking like, I can try harder.
Yeah, you know what? That's what it gets back to. Do you want to be a creator or a consumer? You just cruise through life, just consuming things. Your life is defined by what you ate, what YouTube video, what stupid videos you watch to entertain yourself. That's your life. How do you find your life?
There's never been an award. Nobody gets a YouTube play button for the number of videos they watch.
Yeah.
But the number of hours, subscribers, what did you create? And this is for my other creators living in Japan who might see this. Don't take it personal, but I don't watch the content.
Yeah.
Number one, I'm too busy creating content.
Yeah, that's right.
And number two, I don't want to subconsciously be influenced.
Yes.
There's a lot of guys like John, the Ohazas podcast.
Yes.
He's
I don't know.
Really entertaining guy. One day I'm going to go out there and hang out with him and do a podcast together.
Yeah.
He's just such a cool dude. I get along so well with Aussies and Kiwis.
Yeah, we easy to get along.
Yeah.
Because it's so multicultural. We're so used to talking to everyone.
Yeah, and it's just, like, we met today and it's just so easy to talk to you. It's just easy. And I love it. So there's another guy, Martin, in Shizuoka who does videos and he does vlogs. There's, of course, the major ones like Chris Broad, there's still, again, these guys, Joey.
Yeah.
They have, and, PewDiePie moved here a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
All these guys have massive channels and some have growing channels, but I don't pay a lot of attention to them because, like I said, number one, I'm too busy creating, and number two, I don't want to be subconsciously influenced.
Right.
So if I start adding the word of the day, people don't know, you saw John's podcast.
Yeah, okay, and it's easy to take. No, you don't want to do that.
If I say, hey, everybody, it's Tracy, they're like, he's been watching PewDiePie.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you something I really learned traveling the world, and this is it's a philosophical thing, and I think you get this with age. And I'm not going to go into this topic because it's so boring. But so many people today in social media and news and everything are so judgmental on all different levels. But you know what? I like to just simplify it because, like, when you travel the world, all that stuff becomes meaningless. It's so simple. Friendly people, unfriendly people, everything else doesn't matter. Who says hello? Who doesn't? Who says good morning? Who doesn't? Who says goodbye? Who invites you out? Who doesn't? Who includes you? Who doesn't? Who asks you how you're going? Who's happy for you? Who encourages you? Who gives you advice? Who gives you sympathy? Who's friendly? Who's not? Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter what sex you are. Doesn't matter what race you are. Doesn't matter what sexuality. None of that matters. Friendly, unfriendly. If you want to enjoy life, be friendly.
Yeah. And who do you want to spend your time with?
Yeah.
Is the friendly people. Yeah. They're fun.
Yeah. And if you go unfriendly, okay, that's no, I don't need it anymore. I'm not going to waste my time. You're not friendly? I don't want to, I'm not going to.
Yeah, nothing personal, we just have nothing to talk about.
So at a base level, make yourself friendly.
Yeah.
Then make video content.
And by the way, that doesn't cost anything either.
No. You got to ask yourself, because the thing is, this is what's really interesting. What people forget is that what makes someone friendly is based on culture. And every culture have different priorities of what makes a friendly person.
Yeah.
Right? However, if you want to be able to make friends with anyone on earth, you got to rise above the limitations of your culture, because no one knows what your culture is than you. If someone offends your culture and they don't know your culture, you can't get angry at them. That's stupid.
There's no
right. So what you got to do is you got to rise yourself above that and say, what are the universal principles of friendliness?
Yeah.
What does every human on earth respond to? A smile.
People understand a smile.
Encouragement. A joke.
Yeah.
A sense of humor. I mean, you're only as good as your sense of humor.
Yeah.
You're not any better than that.
Yeah.
You take yourself too seriously.
Well, and this is why before the talkies were a thing, this is why the black and white movies, the silent movies, were so popular.
Yeah.
If you're this good hint, by the way, if you're ever dating somebody who doesn't speak your language, take them to a movie that has good physical comedy. Yeah,
that's right. You want your visuals.
Yeah, the visuals. So like Chevy Chase, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is a great one. Groundhog Day, Happy Gilmore, The Mask with Jim Carrey.
Yes.
It's all physical.
That's right, because it's universal.
And I forgot Mr. Bean.
Yeah, Mr. Bean.
How do you forget Mr. Bean?
He's the greatest.
But he is huge in Japan.
Yeah.
And I think through the whole series, the TV series, I think in the movies he speaks, but I think I saw him say one word in the whole TV series.
Yeah.
He goes up to the hotel desk and says, Bean.
Yeah, that's right.
He speaks.
Yeah, that's right. And so it's universal. Yeah. Well, he's entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah. The rest of the time he's trying to drive a Mini with one hand while changing and brushing his teeth and using the wiper fluid to rinse his mouth, and people are like, "That is ridiculous."
So now he's one of the most well-known human beings on earth without saying a word. Because he entertained people. He said, I'm going to make video content. And I actually saw an interview how he decided to do that. He'd done so much talking with Blackadder and all these TV sitcoms. He was famous, right? He did Blackadder, he did The Young Ones, he did all... No, he wasn't The Young Ones. So Blackadder and all these other ones. He made heaps and heaps of stuff.
A lot of work.
He just said, you know what, I want to make something that I have to talk. I don't want to have to memorize lines anymore. But he said, I want to make content that entertains people. It brings joy to people's life. I'm not trying to persuade them. I'm not trying to, brainwash people. I'm not trying to indoctrinate people. I'm not trying to teach anything. I'm just going to entertain to make people's lives better. I don't even want to have to talk. How can I touch them? And he touched the lives of everyone on earth. Yeah. Video content.
And the crazy thing is, too, he never went out there and said, be nice to the next person you meet. But if you watch a Mr. Bean video and you laugh, the next person you see, you're going to smile.
Yeah, right. And then you influence people. Yeah.
Influence. So his videos where he doesn't even talk, he's influencing the people who watch it. They influence the people that they meet next.
Yeah.
And then you've heard the story, right? This person meets the next person they meet, they smile. The next person they meet, they smile. The delivery man smiles at the person they deliver to. That person, their spouse comes home, they smile.
That's right.
And now they have a baby.
That's right. So, on my whole video journey and traveling the world, you think about a lot of things in life, and at my age and having, my winnings and failures, right? If I was going to give advice to anyone going into video production, first of all, be friendly. And that's be genuinely friendly, not just friendly, genuine, not fake friendly, genuine friendly, right? Don't take yourself seriously. Right? Just don't. Be down to earth. The Australians, we're famous for being down to earth. If you take yourself seriously, everyone will put you down until you don't. So step one, be genuinely friendly, make a choice. Entertain, inform, or persuade. Which one are you making? Understand, create assets. Assets, if you want to make money out of it, create assets to generate cash. Make videos of value. Help people make decisions what to buy. Help people learn something to make their life better and everyone around them, right? Or entertain people. Kill people's boredom, right? One of those three, right? And just constantly learn. Try and always make your video better and better and better. The art of video is capturing light. You're not capturing darkness. If you film something that's dark, it's black. What defines your video is light. Chase the light. Find the beauty in life from light. If you see the beautiful element of light, pull out your phone and capture that light. So I traveled the world. I took 15,000 video shots of traveling the world. And every time I saw some beautiful light, the sun setting behind the pyramids of Giza, a light bouncing off the leaves of a jungle or something, or whatever, any beautiful light I saw, that's what I filmed. And I filmed movement, and I saw the beauty and movement of camels racing across the desert, or bird flying through the sky, or any kind of movement that makes a video interesting and not boring. The rule of making video is simple. Don't be boring. No one wants to see a boring video. Everyone's seen those old European movies where they just stand around saying nothing, talking about nothing and doing nothing. It's so dull. Make videos that are interesting, that entertains, persuades, or educates.
So the number one rule of making video, don't be boring.
Yeah, don't be boring. Just don't. Everyone knows what's boring. Everyone knows. We've all seen a boring movie and go, I wasted 2 hours of my life on that crap.
You never get that 2 hours back.
Don't be boring, man. Not for 1 second, not 1 minute, not one word, not one sentence. The greatest screenwriter is the one that can have something interesting to say over a 2-hour period with every sentence. Nothing's boring. You can watch a movie and there'll be 5 minutes in it going, why did they put that in a movie? Boring. It destroyed it.
You don't want that.
No.
Well, you're entertaining to talk to.
Yeah.
But I think it would have been like this anywhere you went, but I'm sure you've had some pretty awesome experiences in Japan. What's been the best thing, before we land the plane, what's been the best thing you've done in Japan?
Well, that's easy. Climbing Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji is the symbol of Japan. And I heard actually a lot of Japanese don't climb it.
That's true.
Yeah. And there's a saying, I can't remember the Japanese words for it, is something like, don't climb Mount Fuji 3 times or something, you're a fool. Yeah, I've climbed it 3 times. And I am a fool. I made the biggest mistake. The first time I climbed it, I did a tour group, and I turned up, and it was like a bunch of 60, 70-year-old Japanese, and we got to the 9th base, a storm came in, and they cancelled it, and they said, we're going back down. I'm like, no, I just want to wait here until the storm goes on at the top. Like, no, we got rules. And we walked all the way back down, because I had to get a bus and go back to us. Geez, never, ever, ever do a tour group in Japan under any circumstances. Rule number 1. The second time I climbed it with my partner, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to create a memory with her. This is something I learned about life. You know, you define yourself by your memories. Okay, people don't ever think about this really until it's too late. Right? When you're old, who are you? Who are you? Who's anyone? You're only one thing. You're your memories. If I took away every memory in your life right now, you wouldn't even know who you are. You won't know who your parents are. You won't know where you went to school. You know nothing. I met someone who lost their memory from a car accident. They had no idea who they were. And it made me really think about it. And she was, I met someone who lost half their memories. They lost it. It just was damaged and gone. You are your memories. And everyone you meet is their memories. That's why we love sharing stories. We're sharing different memories, right? So, how do you make a great life? Create amazing memories. How do you create amazing memories? Add value to people, make people smile, make people laugh, have people saying thank you for how much positive influence you had on them. Climb Mount Fuji, go to the pyramids of Giza, eat amazing food, celebrate the difference of other cultures, enjoy the human condition, right? Try and be a good person, share time with friendly people, create amazing memories. Have a life of adventure. Watching a movie is not a memory.
True.
Reading a book is not a memory. When you're 70, you're going to think, oh, I remember watching that movie. Or I remember going to that place. I remember walking down inside the Pyramid of Giza. I remember going to the Roman gladiatorial rings of Europe and standing imagining what it was like 5,000 years ago, fighting to the death. Standing on top of Mount Fuji, looking over the clouds, like literally standing in heaven, with an active volcano behind you, a temple, the winds.
Did you send a postcard from the top?
I did. I sent one to my mum.
That's awesome.
Actually, the third time I went out there, I went up with my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
We got to the 9th gate, and the massive storm hit, and every single person went down, and I said to my mate, he goes, oh, let's go down. I said, mate, don't be weak. We're going up the top. I don't care. Nothing on earth is going to stop us. He's like, you can stay. I'm like, no, we're going up there. You and me, we're going to create a memory together until the day we die. And we'll share that memory. Shared memories is better than just any of them.
That's true. So
we went up there. We're standing on top of this wind. We're almost blown over. We're standing. We walked around the rim, and we climbed down the other side of the mountain, which is all ash. Yeah. It's like being in space. Yeah. No other human being in sight. And it's like being on a moonscape. And we walked down there. The sun came out in the morning. It was just, it was one of those beautiful things in my entire life. I strongly recommend it to anyone on earth. Come to Japan, climb Mount Fuji. It is a memory that will last until the day you die. And if you can, film it. Share it with your friends.
So last thoughts and social media. Where can people find you?
I'm on LinkedIn. I don't do social media.
Okay.
My name's Rex Ash, LinkedIn/Rex Ash.
Okay.
You can find me there if you want to get in touch. If you want help with your Amazon business, give me a call out there. I can help you make video content. If you want to learn something about video, shout me out.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
A pleasure.
All right.
Take care.